Let's get an update now from our reporter Hasina Gori, who is standing by there for us in Soweto. Of course, as soon as Hasina is on the line, we know that many organizations and some Spaza shops, in fact, have asked for an extension. But this has been said numerous times that it will not be granted given the seriousness of where we find ourselves. You would recall, of course, the reason we are here is because a number of children who bought food from Spaza shops, food that was contaminated, have since passed away, which really drew that urgency to register these Spaza shops. Hasina is with us now. Hasina, you've spent the day in Soweto. Just talk to us about where you are and how registration in some of those shops is going at the moment.
Good afternoon, Onati. We're currently in Jabulani, outside the Civic Center in Naledi, Soweto. And as you mentioned, this process comes at the end of these killings or deaths of children that we've seen, which prompted the president to have a 21-day period for the registration. That ends today at 5 p.m. And where we're standing has been a snaking queue. It was at standstill for the last hour, and just minutes before we went on air, we saw it inch a little bit more forward. But almost 15 minutes before we went on air, we were told that those that are standing in this line will be allowed an extension to come back tomorrow and complete the process. This is because, according to officials here, they've run out of some of the documentation and copies of application that are needed for the process. To allow for a fair process, they've asked for an extension specifically here at this center, which is the Jabulani Civic Center. They're going to be taking the names of those that are in this line, and as well as all their details, and tomorrow allow them to come through and do this process. It's been a long day for many. One of the Spaza shop owners that we spoke to, Mpumi, she's just managed to get into the gates right now. We were meant to speak to her, but when we spoke to her an hour ago, she said she's been here from 7 a.m. It is now 2 p.m. and she's just only managed to get in through these gates. When we spoke with the Gauteng Spaza shop and landlord forum earlier, that asked for an extension of 3 months from the presidency. This is echoed by certain other forums who are calling for an extension, saying that the 21 days was, while it was long, was not enough for many of these owners to get all the documentations, as well as the tenants to get the documentation that was needed. These includes some of the lease agreements, as some of them do not have title deeds of where they were renting from. There was not the floor plans that were needed. That's part of some of the documentation needed for this process. There's also certificates for those that are food handling, also those that are cooking in those areas need fire certificates. So they've asked for a 3-month process to allow for this entire documentations to be compiled, and for them to then bring it forward. When we spoke to the acting Gauteng Premier last week during his update, he said that they've managed to meet at least 13,000 of the tuck shops that are in Gauteng. That's 15,000 is the number that is believed to be of the Spaza shops that are running and operating in Gauteng in the province. They managed to meet at least 13,000 of those, and that they've given them the application forms. But many had brought in the documentations without all the necessary documents, so they were meant to be sent back. And this is just step one of that registration process. There's still an entire process that needs to happen to allow for that certifications to happen. We do know that it's under the president is the only person that can decide at this stage of an extension fully. But here in Jabulani, at this specific civic center and one of the 85 centers, they will be open tomorrow to allow for those that are in the line. I want to see if we can try speaking to some of those that are in the line here and just get a sense from them of how they're feeling. Ma'am, can I speak to you? Would you want to come with me? You've been here in the line the whole day?
Yes, ma'am.
And we've just heard from the officials here that they've given you an extension till tomorrow. How are you feeling with regards to that information that has just been given to you?
I just hope that they really, that there would really be like an impact. Like he came to us and he said to us that he's going to extend it up until tomorrow morning. So tomorrow we fill in our names, surnames and contact details. So I don't know, with our government, you never know. Because as I spoke to another guy guy just now when he said to us that how do we feel about the extension, and I said I knew already when I came here today that I wasn't going to be assisted, because this is not my first time that I'm here. It's my second time, and so I just hope that they keep their word and that they really do attend to the South Africans.
As a Spaza shop owner, how do you feel about just the 21-day process to ensure that everyone is regulated? How are you feeling on that entire process?
I feel that South Africa is a very, very big population. To give a 21-day day, we are like every day when I came here, it was like clouded. There was like a lot of people that was here, and we just had to turn around with no luck. So I just hope that in this day, that today is the last day, so I just pray that each and every one, as we are standing in the line the whole morning already, that we are going to be assisted.
How long have you had a Spaza shop, and where were you operating?
No, I was just like basically selling perfume, selling sweets. My kids used to help with selling sweets and stuff like that. So like now, regardless of whatever you do, you need to be registered. So I'm looking into starting like a chips business, going into fast foods. So I just hope that...
All the best to you. And this is one of the business owners here in Soweto, in Jabulani, speaking to us. They've just been standing here throughout the day. As you heard, they've been coming multiple times and echoing what we've heard from many others, that the 21-day process was short, that it needs more time. There have been some delays with regards to political parties and activist groups that have come out and tried to disrupt the process, specifically calling on foreign nationals not to be registered. But we've heard from government, from the police, from various different ministries, calling on communities to allow the law and the process to unfold, and that the way that the process is being set up, those that are illegally operating or undocumented will be dealt with accordingly. But for now, to allow for that process to take its due course and for those businesses to then be registered. But here, the 5 p.m. deadline at Jabulani in Soweto at the specific Civic Center has been extended to tomorrow morning. This is due to some operational issues that the center has been having, and to ensure that all those that have been in line since 7 a.m. this morning are given a due process and a fair chance to register their businesses and to comply with what the president has requested, with ensuring that all businesses that are running in townships, specifically small businesses and those that are handling food specifically, comply with all the rules and regulations that are put in place by bylaws and the normal laws of the country.